Good afternoon. Today in math class we are going to work with deconstructing angles. Deconstructing angles basically means that you're going to look at a set of angles rather than one angle. Most of the time you're going to see two types of deconstructed angles. You could see a right angle, like this angle that you're looking at right here, where if you look at the outside lines, AB and then BD, you're looking at a right angle, and then through the middle you have another line, BC, which is splitting it in part. Then you might also have another type of angle where you have a straight angle, a 180 degree angle running from A, B, A, and then it's split into a couple parts. So you have one line right here, BD, that's splitting it in half, and you have another line, BC, here that's also cutting it in half. So we're going to take a look at what we're going to do with these angles, how we can check our work, and how we can make sure that we have our angles measured correctly. So looking at this angle right here, this right angle, it's been broken into two angles. So the two angles we have are A, B, C, like that, which is right here, A, B, C. And then we also have C, B, D. And then the outside angle we have is ABD. So we basically have three angles, okay? Now, when we look at the outside angle, ABD, should be pretty obvious to us from what we did last week that this right here is a right angle. So we already know that ABD is going to equal 90, which is actually going to help us check our measuring here in a couple minutes. So our next thing that we're going to need to do is we're going to need to measure one of these other angles and see what it is with our protractor. So remember, with our protractor, we're going to put whatever's in our center of our protractor, whether it's a line or a dot or anything like that, on our vertex. We're going to make sure our bottom line, or the base of our protractor, is lined up with the bottom line of the angle. And then we're going to look, and I know I'm using a purple protractor here today, but you can see that my angle runs right here through the 60, and that is on angle CBD. So over here I'm going to come over and I'm going to write in 60 degrees. Now, there's two ways I can go with this at this point. One, I could just go ahead and put in a 30 for angle ABC, because the entire angle here is a right angle and it all adds up to 90. This angle in here is 60. So if the entire angle is 90, this angle is 60, then this angle has to be 30 to make it work. But just to make sure, I still might want to measure it. So I'm going to take my protractor. Again, I'm going to set it on the vertex, the dot on the vertex. I'm going to make sure my line is lined up, and then I'm going to go ahead, I'm going to look at my protractor, and I can see my line is running right there through the 30. So my angle measures on this are ABC is 30, CBA, or CBD, I'm sorry, is 60, and then the total angle measure is 90. Okay? So let's look at a straight angle example. And again, the straight angle, as I go through and look at it, it's going to be just like that right angle, where I know in the end that my angles going all the way across are going to add up to, this time, 180. So that can kind of be my check, and that straight angle's EBA going across. So I can write in angle EBA equals 180. So I have one really easy angle that I've been given, and you'll see this a lot of times when you're given a 180 degree angle. You might have one that you can figure out on your own. So in this case I have CBE, or DBE, I'm sorry, DBE right here, which is marked as a right angle. Okay, so I can go ahead and write in that angle DBE is 90 degrees, which leaves me with two angles left to measure. And again, this is now basically like this problem. I'm going to take the two angles, I'm going to measure them. I know that because this side is 90, that this side also has to equal 90, and I also have another check in that when I add them all together at the end, they should add up to 180. So I'm going to start off by measuring A, B, C here. Okay, and when I do that, I have A, B, and C, and when I look at my protractor here, that's coming across as 50. So I'm going to record that over here on the side. I'm going to put A, B, C equals 50 degrees, which means that my other angle here, D, B, C, has to equal 40. But again, just to make sure I'm doing my math right, I'm still going to take my protractor, I'm still going to turn it, and I'm still going to measure it just to make sure. So I'm going to get it all lined up here, and when I look out here on the side, I can see that my angle measure is 40, just like that. Okay? So right now I'm going to give you guys one to practice with on your own, and I'm going to do it a little differently here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to give you a straight angle here in a second, and as I give you my straight angle, I'm going to tell you a couple things about it, and what I want you to do is figure out the measure of the missing angle. Okay, so here's my angle, my straight angle. I have A, B, C running across the bottom. I have D up at the top, and I'm going to have E right here. So next to your computer, I want you to go ahead, take a sticky note, take a second, and I want you to draw this angle. If you need to pause the movie, go ahead and pause it right now. Okay, so what I'm going to tell you is this. This angle right here should be pretty clear what it measures. And then over here, I'm going to tell you that this angle, ABE, this measures, let's make it 65 degrees. Okay? So what I want you to do is I want you to finish labeling the angles on this straight angle. Take your sticky note, go show it to your teacher, and they will move you on to your next activity.